offensive player and their best defensive player.
I'm all alone with no one here beside me. But you gotta have friends. Jamo, welcome to the Outback Sports Podcast. I'm all alone.
I didn't know someone was singing this week.
Wow, you boys are meant to be doing it. You've given up on that because, like, everyone should have given up on your betting. But Big Intern's got president duties for the local cricket club he's president of, so he's out of action. So just us two tonight, mate.
I still don't believe he's actually the president of anything. I think he just whenever he wants a night off, instead of having a sickie, he's just go-tos the cricket presidential duties. So, yeah, just you and me, mate, like the good old days.
Exactly right. Where we do our best work, I think.
Yeah, run sheet. We both can't read it tonight with Adam's handwriting, so we'll see where we go with this one, mate. But, yeah, looking forward to ripping into it.
Well, that's probably the one positive Abe brings is his handwriting is very neat for a plumber. But, yeah, we're looking forward to this weekend. What are you doing now that footy's done, Jamo?
Oh, mate, it's good having the Saturday back, isn't it? Like, I am going to miss footy. I'll probably come up and watch you boys play finals. I don't know if I'll get up there this weekend, but yeah, until the season's done, I'll come up and watch the boys. But yeah, not too much to report on for me this week. We got sent a couple of saunas from Recovery Zone. Shout out to them. So I was busy building them today, and I can tell you, mate, I jumped in there feeling $1 million.
Well, it must be easy to build if you've built it, is all I can say. That's a shameless plug for our Recovery Zone, but golly, if you're building it, Jesus, I hope it doesn't fall down.
It's funny you ask because I'm one of those people that doesn't go by the instruction manual. So I would have said it would have taken 5 minutes to set up for most people. Probably took me about 25 minutes, if I'm being honest. A few poles were in the wrong spots, but we got there in the end. That was the main thing.
Oh, it's just like setting up a tent. You love your tent. You love your camping. But let's get in. We have a busy pod. We are joined by a special guest very soon. Straight off the top, we've got an exciting announcement for our Melbourne trip, Melbourne NFL game, Jamo, where we're starting the day. It's going to be so good.
Mate, this is going to be, it could not be more on brand for Outback to Endzone. So I'm so excited for it. My only problem, Adam, is we're going to go to this event, which we will reveal very shortly. We're going to have a few cans. And then we're going to roll into the NFL media. We've got the media passes approved, but I'm worried about the state we're going to rock up into this.
Well, I'm just thinking you're just going to have some Breeny Brothers Zero Alks for the morning, and me and Turn we're going to have to keep a lid on it a little bit. But yes, we did get our media accreditations approved. What it means, we don't really know. We'll find out on the day, like we love doing. We've got a trip tale, though, of how those media credentials were attained. It's unbelievable. I did a reel about today. There's literally no point trying to explain it on a reel because you just wouldn't believe it.
That accent is going to get you. Can I say it on? Yeah, we'll be at the game. It's going to get you a lot of.
Here it is, trip tale. So, as we've just launched our next trip, Jamo, which is going to be absolutely grandstand, and you get people ask, why should I go on yours? Well, the fact that we've been talking to multiple people inside college facilities already is probably a sneak peek to things that we will be doing while we're over there, grabbing some content that will be unbelievable. But we make it a rule on an Outback to Endzone trip. If you're at a bar enjoying a nice Breeny beer, well, I'm not sure if Breenies are in the US, but if they
will be after we're done with the joint.
Yeah. But we make a rule. You have to speak to the person at the bar. The US, they love sitting on the bar, just drinking cans. It's a good tradition that Australians don't do as much. We do it in some spots, but the night before the Super Bowl, we're heading back to our Super Bowl trip on what was an adventure of a lifetime, Jamo. The night before the Super Bowl, you're up in the cot, catching a few Zeds. I'm on the phone, sending out a gazillion messages, trying to throw a Hail Mary to land a ticket. And the Turn goes up and gets us a beer. And he goes, Ads, I've just been chatting to that bloke at the bar. I think you should go talk to him. He goes, oh, just had a quick yak. I don't know much. And I was like, right, that's enough for me. I was, as I said, in my phone trying to get a last minute ticket. So the relief of getting off that was what I needed. So anyway, I mosey up to the bar, pretend the turn didn't get me a beer. So I'm just getting a beer, have a chat. Started having a yak to this fella and talked to this guy for 2 years. He's got a couple of golden retrievers like myself, share a lot of things in common. He was really excited and interested in our Super Bowl trip. And the conversation goes on, and end of the day, he says, oh, yeah, I actually work at the NFL. Awesome to meet you. I really hope you get tickets. I can't help you with the tickets part, but good luck and can't wait to follow your journey. And I'm not going to lie, Jamo, I told you that, but we all sort of didn't really think much of it.
Not too much, no.
We put it in the back pocket as like, this is cool. When I did get my ticket, I sent him a message and just said, thanks for meeting last night. It was awesome to catch up. I just landed the ticket, which he was happy and rapt about. But we did a little bit more digging, Jamo. and we get back to Australia on Aussie soil and we're sorting out the draft trip. And turns out the fella that we were chatting to is just not just working for the NFL. What is he, Jamie?
He's basically the head of communications for the NFL. So he doesn't just work there. He's running the comms. I'm pretty sure he's like the vice president. I'm pretty sure.
So I've just been sitting up at the bar, just chewing the fat for an hour or two with this guy who is pretty high up in the NFL. And he was a great man, helped us out, got us the media access to the NFL draft. And then he didn't just set us up with the draft access. He's given us a full account so we can apply. That was another relationship we built on one of our trips that, yeah, we didn't even have to message him this time. We just did it off our own bat like big boys, Jamo.
That access we got at the draft as well. Unbelievable. Like, I've never felt like I shouldn't be somewhere, but we're literally in press conferences with the players that have got drafted. So it was absolutely incredible, the access that we got. And it was our first real step to becoming like a real sports media company. It's not just a couple blokes with a podcast and Instagram page. So yeah, basically leading off that, it's like, how awesome is this?
And it's I guess shown as, again, that what the trip does is it shows the doors that it can open. And I was actually having a conversation with a listener of the program, Zach Norris, today, and we were just talking about it. And it's all good and well to message people and message brands and do this and that, but it does, like, it gets you some things. The Breeding Brothers partnership we've got, awesome, come from that. But the actual meeting of the people, meeting James, meeting Steph, Breeny, that's where the relationships are built and that's where the opportunities will grow to. It was exactly the same with this guy. It was exactly the same when we met Scout from the Browns. He's no longer at the Browns, which is a heartbreaker, but we met other guys from the Browns as well. It's where we've been able to, hopefully, I guess, coming up on the program in the not too distant future, big NFL media personality, former player, and that Will Levis, who we're going to get on the program at some stage. We've been able to meet people like this that then lead you to other things.
Absolutely. It's just, yeah, the power of networking. It's a very American thing to say, but just going out, being as nice as you can to as many people and just trying to make friends. Like, it's crazy the amount of opportunities popped up. So it's basically led us to having this media access at the NFL game in Melbourne. It's literally going to be my first ever regular season NFL game, and we're going to be doing media for it. So we're extremely grateful because this doesn't happen if we don't have people following the page and liking and interacting with us. It literally doesn't happen without that. So yeah, I guess we're very thankful to not just the people we've met along the way, but the people that have supported us to get to this point.
100%. And the last thing I want to put a bit of a bow on it is, I said on our reel today, we are so thankful, so grateful for the support, and we cannot wait to show it in a lens like everyone else. We're not going to give you a cinematic experience. It's going to be real life. It's going to be authentic. But we're just super excited about where this is all going to go, because this is the first step. Me and you have this conversation nearly daily. We feel like we don't belong sometimes, but you just keep faking it till you make it. And we're going to keep doing that until we're the biggest sports media brand in Australia. That's just what's going to happen. And the amount of work we put in to make Outback to Endzone, Outback Sports what it is, it was a good bit of reward today to get that boat.
Very exciting, mate. Very exciting. Big things to come. Big step. But yeah, looking forward to it. Without further ado, mate, should we give the listeners a bit of insight and introduce Corey and what we're actually going to be doing pre-game?
Yeah, for sure. So we've got Corey from Tailgate Fest on tonight, Jamo. As you said earlier, when this opportunity when he reached out into our DMs and said, would you boys be interested in having a chat about it? This is so us. We talk about chasing American experiences. This is exactly what Tailgate Fest is. It is a tailgate. It's not this, again, there's going to be pubs, there's going to be bars doing cool stuff. I'm sure I'm not shit-canning any of that, but this is, if you want real American football pre-game, this is it.
Yeah, it is going to be absolutely epic. I reckon we'll chat to Corey for about 5 minutes, mate, and we both sort of just looked at each other through the camera and we're like, yeah, this is us. This is what we're doing. So let's get the man on.
Well, Jamo, we've got a good guest on tonight's program, Corey Top, head of the Tailgate Fest. Corey, welcome to the show.
Thank you, boys. Thank you very much for having me.
It's very exciting, mate. We've got some exciting news coming, but Tailgate Fest. Why do the people for the game in Melbourne, why have they got to go to the Tailgate Fest?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've been around since 2024 was our first show. So this will be our fourth Super Bowl year coming up, but obviously now we've got the game in Melbourne. So we've been around for a few years now. And I guess what we've always wanted to do is really bring that authentic American tailgate culture to Australia. That's kind of where it was all born. You know, I wouldn't say a lifelong NFL fan, but I think you boys put up a post the other day and said, who was your first favorite player? For me, it was Jimmy Graham. So I've probably been a fan since around 2009-10. And I just really, really got to love the game and American sports in general, but just the way it was covered and the culture and the entertainment and everything like that. And, I went to the States a few times, went to a few games, went to a few tailgates, big sports bars. And I just sort of started to think, God, there's like nothing like this in Australia. You'd go to the local pub, there'd be a few blokes there with some jerseys on, and that'd be about it. And I'm also event promoter for 20 years, so I run other music events and festivals and things like that. So started stitching together the idea, and actually went to Cowboys Jets in 2023 in Dallas, and then went to Texas Live. Just absolutely loved it, and just got home and was like, nah, like, fuck it, we have to do something. And that's kind of where it was all born, and we did our first show and sold it out in 2 weeks, 1,500 people. And, our motto is bigger, bolder, louder. And that's always what we want to be, unapologetically over the top. And, that's what we've always strived to be since we've started. And as you do, we've absolutely had some hurdles, had some ups, some downs, made some mistakes, but we're really starting to finesse the event and the brand and the product now, and really looking forward to launching into this tailgate before the Melbourne game, because it's the first time we're actually going to be doing a real tailgate.
Mate, we are so keen for this one. What can people that are looking to get tickets or looking to get down there, what can they expect for the Melbourne tailgate?
Yeah, so it's a really cool venue that we've got. We've done a deal with Abbott's Yard, and it's essentially is a car park, right? And over the last sort of 3-4 years, this was meant to be a pop-up for them, and they've sort of done a lap of shipping containers around the car park, and they got some big screens in there, and some trailers, and they run little cinemas and stuff in there as well. And they've been around for 3-4 years themselves, and so it's a very sort of raw, sort of stripped back, rustic kind of venue. But we've also blocked off the 2 laneways that run either side of it as well. So we've got some traffic management. We've blocked off the streets, and essentially what we'll have all of those laneways set up, with American muscle cars, with tents, with smokers. I'm a big barbecue fan, so I've got 3 smokers myself. So I'll have 3 marquees, just myself set up with my smokers in there, and we'll be smoking all sorts of stuff: wings, brisket, ribs, whatever it might be from middle of the night. We'll have flags. We'll have beer pong, we'll have table slamming, we'll have a whole heap of sort of shenanigans and debauchery that always comes out of a tailgate. So that's what it is. And, I guess the one thing that we've really spoken about is like, we said usually we do a lot of, entertainment and fireworks and cheerleaders and all this sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, with the tailgate, it's the people that make the tailgate, right? So we sat down, Gaz and Daz, my business partners, and we said, let's just strip it right back. We don't need any of that hoo-ha. Like, the people will actually just make the fun and make the craziness themselves. And we got no idea what's going to happen. And, and that's the beauty of it.
Since our first discussion, like, there is so much going on for the Melbourne game, and me and Jamie have been sort of, do we do this? Do we do that? And I think
Free agents.
but I think every NFL fan thinks, like, there's so much. There's the fest and there's this and there's that. But it took half a second of our conversation to hear talking about Tailgate Fest, that this is what American football is about. We had Joe Thomas on the pod 6 months ago, but he spoke about how the experience of American football is just what makes the game. And the tailgate is a huge part of that. And you can go to all these pubs and you can go to the festivals before it, but that's not a tailgate. What you are offering at the Tailgate Fest is above and beyond in the exact American experience. So we're super excited. We cannot wait to get there because, as you say, the beer pong, the table slamming, we will be breaking a table, I can promise you that. That is a must. Shotgunning cans. But it's just that, as you say, smokers, the American vibe is what is going to make this just such an amazing event.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll definitely be alongside Gaz, my business partner. That's all he's been talking about for the last 3-4 months. He's like, I just want to slam a table. I just want to slam a table. We're actually on a meeting today and he was like, all right, I think I'm going to have to put some kind of cushioning underneath the table. So I'm not going to make the game.
That's the best bit about it though, mate. It's, in terms of ticket sales, it's only just come out recently. How is the sales going? People need to snap their tickets up nice and quick.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost done. It'll probably be sold out, I reckon, the next sort of 4 or 5 days at the way we're going. So, yeah, it's exciting. Really, really pumped. And again, like, we just seem to have this really, really engaged, loyal community. There's a lot of people that have been with us from the start. They sort of come to everything we do. They support us a lot. And we always offer those guys, which we now call, and they've coined themselves, Tailgate Nation. So that's our Tailgate Nation fans. That they just sort of get around it and they snap up the tickets quickly. And then there's, usually a handful left over for the general public as well. So, super exciting. We had a big meeting today. Gaz is going down tomorrow to do another site visit, plot out where all the cars and everything are going to go. So, it's always good. I love it as a promoter. The best strategy is to just sell out, because then you can worry about putting on the event, not have to worry about selling tickets.
How much planning goes into the whole process, Corey?
Yeah, mate, it's incredible. And don't get me wrong, sometimes as an event promoter, you're like, why the fuck am I doing this? Because it's months and months and months of planning and all the minute details. And, especially with something like this, we've got to worry about traffic management and a lot of different permits and, extra security and, all that sort of stuff. Make sure we got that the cars don't get damaged. And obviously, as I said, we're going to have smokers and everything like that. So there's so much that goes into it, and then also the marketing and the ticketing and the branding and the communications and the content and all that sort of stuff, budgets, and you're dealing with partners and all these different vendors. So I mean, look, we're event people, so we love it, but it's so rewarding on the day when it all goes right. It doesn't always, as I said, we've had some challenges throughout the tailgate journey, because when you're doing something new, it's always difficult to know, like, okay, how's the event going to run? How are the punters going to respond? Like, do they want an all-inclusive package, or do they want to just buy stuff themselves, or how quickly are they going to drink the beers? Like in the first year that we did, we just prepared the amount that people were going to drink. We weren't ready for it, and they just absolutely pummeled like 6 pallets of Budweiser by halftime. Like, it was wild, and it was 40 degrees the day. And we thought that, like, we actually had a bit of an argument with the venue, because they were saying that we'd over-ordered on beer, and it was gone by half time. Like, it's just crazy. And, you got to put your trust in vendors, and we had some challenges year one. So year one was a tough one for us, but we got through it, and we sort of learned from all the mistakes. And then as each year that you go on, you get better and better and better and better. And, the most important thing is just listening to the fans, man. Like, you just ask them what they want, and next year you just do that. It's a pretty simple strategy.
That's so good. We are so excited. A few questions have been asked about the travel from Abbott's Yard to the ground. Can you go through a little bit about that?
Yeah, so again, all these things as fans, we sit there ourselves and go, oh shit, okay, well, this is what people are going to ask and this is what we're going to want. I know me as a fan, like, I want to make sure that I get there in plenty of time. I don't want to rock up at 10:30, just for kickoff. And so, yeah, look, it's about a 25-minute walk. And we were like, okay, well, some people probably will be keen to walk, and that's fine. But other people might want to, jump in a ride share or something like that. And we got a long-standing partnership with Didi. So, yeah, we did a deal with them. They've given us a whole bunch, like more than enough, 50% off rideshare DD deals. So, there's essentially sort of two ways you can transit if you want. We'll all probably be leaving, I reckon, around the sort of 9:30 mark to sort of walk to the G. That'll be a 20 to 25-minute walk. But yeah, I'm sure there'll be some people that just want to, jump in a DD and get there a little bit quicker. So yeah, that's essentially the two ways that you can get there. And I'll let you guys in on a little secret too. We've been pushing the venue to let us open a bit earlier. So we'll probably open the gates sort of between 6 and 6:30 and getting everyone in there. So then we can all crack in, and have that extra sort of hour, 45 minutes just to really get that tailgate vibe, and then make sure we're at the G in plenty of time.
The good thing about that is, Corey, you're dealing with NFL fans. They're used to waking up at 3 a.m. to watch their team get flogged. So getting up at 6 a.m. for a beer is absolutely no dramas at all.
100%, man. 100%.
No, I cannot wait. This is the one, as I mentioned earlier, it was the one event prior to the Melbourne game that I was like, we just have to do this. This is going to be so much fun. We can't wait to play a small part in it. But if you're a listener to this program and you are going to the Melbourne game, get your bloody tickets because they will be gone very soon.
Absolutely, mate. And can't wait to have you boys there.
Love it, mate. We're looking forward to it as well. Whereabouts can people buy their tickets?
Just tailgatefest.com.au. That's the easiest way. There's a link there to grab them. If you want to follow us on Instagram, it's just tailgate_fest. There's a whole heap of shenanigans on the page that you can check out as well, just to check the vibes.
Absolutely love it. Well, Corey, mate, we can't thank you enough for joining us. Make sure you snap up those tickets. As he said, they'll be gone in the next 4 or 5 days. So you don't want to miss out on this one. We're going to be down there. We're going to be slamming on the tables. This is going to be an absolute
Let's
ripper.
go.
Awesome, boys.
I am so jacked for that, Jamo. It is going to be such a good time.
Mate, this cannot come quick enough. Is it weird to be almost more excited for this than I am for the actual game? Like, I don't want to take away from how excited I am for the game, but it is going to be as closest to the real deal as you could get, if not better. Like, I'm so excited.
Yeah, and I guess a little bit about our role. We're going to be recording live in some capacity, open mic. So literally just going around, letting people get on the mic, tell us what they think, what they want to see, how their experiences is going. Really looking to just get out in the community and have fun with it.
100%.
Well, we've got a busy program, so let's get into it, Jamo.
We cross live to 3 blokes with absolutely zero sources.
Well, I'm going to start off with the Sydney Swans news, Jamie. And look, we touched on it on the program on Monday record, but it was so fresh and it was hard to have an opinion or to even know what was going on. But the more and more details that have come out about this, there's one angle I want to take, and it is so much is being spoken about the footballers involved and Sydney's season that is now the end. And not enough attention is going on to the females that have been, whatever has happened to them, whether it's sexually assaulted, physically assaulted, them girls are going to live with whatever has happened for the rest of their lives. I couldn't give a rat's ass about Sydney's season that's going to end. These girls are going to go to bed, whatever's happened to them, and be honestly affected for the rest of their lives. And the thing that upsets me the most about it is the rumour mill. Like, I was on the job site today and I heard so many rumours about what's happened and who was involved. No one fucking knows. So until we actually have the facts about what has happened, let's not say, oh, they're just looking for a payday or they're just doing this. What is known is the girls were ordered at like 3:30 in the morning or something, and then another one at 5:30. There was illicit drugs involved. There is shit. These players are in the wrong. Let's make that plain and simple. I don't give a fuck about Sydney season. I don't give a fuck about any of that. These poor girls that have been dragged into it, then other people go, oh, they're bloody just strippers or whatever. I don't give a fuck. They're still females that have clearly been attacked, whatever, by men. That is weak as piss.
Yeah, mate, it is fucking disgusting how that's all unfolded. And yeah, I'm a little bit cautious to sort of give opinions when we don't really know exactly what has happened. But in the sense that whatever player or what's happened, whatever they've done wrong, I think they've got what's coming from them. I really, really liked the AFL's stance on it. I really like how Sydney's handled it as well. Like, just wrap up their season straight away. Bang, these players aren't playing. They're not going in the All-Australian. Like, I think they've handled it better than what I sort of expected the AFL to actually handle it. But as you sort of said, none of it brings justice to what's actually happened to these poor ladies, ladies. And yeah, nothing will make up for that. But yeah, and these players, they're going to deal with the consequences of that. And whether that's never play again, whether it's criminally charged, it's what they've deserved for what they've done.
100%. And that's it. The one thing we'll to finish on this, I guess, is let's just stop the fucking rumours until we have the facts. Because I'm fucking sick of hearing, oh, this is what happened. Oh, this is what happened. No one fucking knows. And it'll come out because there will be either charges pressed or things said. So let's just wait until all the facts come out.
Couldn't agree more, mate. Well, in some other news, the AFL's actually being sued at the minute, Adam.
Sued, Jamie.
Did you know this?
I didn't.
So Ricky Henderson, former
The
Crow
winger.
and former Hawk, number 31. I was a big fan of Ricky's work. Incredibly underrated career.
He was a big sort of tall athletic winger, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. Great boot on him, great leg on him. He's suing the AFL for an incident that happened in 2013 where his pecker was showed on live TV. I didn't know this happened. Do you remember this happening?
No, I don't remember Ricky Henderson happening. I remember it happened in the Herald Sun in about 2009 to a Fremantle player, Paul Hazelby, I reckon. But no, I can't recall. So Ricky Henderson is suing the AFL because his cock fell out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it was a change room situation. This is pure. Not too sure, but I'm pretty sure it was a change room situation. It wasn't like a Sammy Layla where it fell out mid play, which really there's not much you can do of it. Yeah. So yeah, the peck has fallen out. He's waited an awfully long time to press these charges, but he's pressed them nonetheless. The AFL's had a pretty strong stance saying, mate, you knew there was cameras around, you knew this would happen, like that's your responsibility. I want to get your opinion on this, Adam. What do you reckon? Because it's a fine line. Like, the access that we get in the change rooms post-game, the players, that would be sorely missed if that all got packed up. And I think as a player, I'm sorry to go against you, Ricky, but mate, you know the drill post game. You know there's cameras around. Like, don't get your pecker out, mate.
My only argument back was 23, like 2013. Was that like really early days? Like, would have he maybe not known? Because if you did it now, it's pretty fucking obvious. You got cameras there at the start of the game. Like, you're going to get changed in your little cubicles. But 2013, I'm sort of thinking maybe that was like real early days, cameras in locker rooms. That would be, for me, his only argument. It's a funny one, though. Like, fair enough to him. You probably don't really want porn on live television either, do you?
I don't think anyone really wants this. Like, it's obviously, I don't think it's like they've just zoomed in on his pecker and said, oh, well, here's Ricky's cock pre-game. But yeah, he's seeking more than $1 million for compensation of this one. And look, I don't think he's going to get it.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting one. And you've definitely, you've brought that up onto my radar because that was not through the Adam Tui timeline. Let's get into some NFL news, Jamo.
Well, Adam, starting with a bit of NFL news before we get into the players and the preseason and everything that's happening. There's been a big story come out that Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the NFL, nothing he's not used to, has come out and said the NFL will 100% be going global at some point, which I feel like we all sort of knew this was coming and there's been plenty of speculation about it. And I think they were working on that faster way of air travel, but that's not happening now. But regardless of that, he said there's no doubt that an NFL team will eventually be based outside of the United States. Timeline, still quite a long way off, but with the league continuing to expand internationally, including the first regular season game in Melbourne this year, the idea of an international franchise suddenly doesn't feel so crazy anymore, especially with how many games they are playing. And coming to Australia, that's the furthest they've travelled so far. So question I want to ask you, Adam, is where should the first NFL team be based and where do you think it should be based?
Well, I think it should be based in Australia because I think Australian fans are the most passionate. Who wakes up at 3 a.m. to watch football? Australian fans. I think Australian fans would absolutely love an American football team, and I think it would blow the game up locally. The NFL have put so much time. They've said they're going to spend multiple years in Australia. All the flag kits for school kids. It is going to be the game is growing at a rapid rate. Right now, there is more people that watch the Super Bowl on a Monday at 10, 11 a.m. than watch the Melbourne Cup on a public holiday, the race that stops the nation. So that is my take. It might be a bit biased because I'm Australian, but where do I think they will? I think it has to be, well, the easy option is like Canada.
Mexico?
Canada or Mexico. I think Canada maybe makes more sense than Mexico. If it's not one of them two bordering countries, it'll be London and England. They've been playing there for years now, nearly probably over 10 years, and they've probably got that set up down pat.
Yeah, air travel's not too far from New York, so all of a sudden you can just tie it in with a division around that sort of area. Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I think the first team they may potentially be a Mexico and Canada. I think they will be one of the first two teams, if not the first two. And then I think London probably makes next most sense logically. For Australia, I 100% want to agree with you and say, and I think everything you said is 100% true. But logistically, how do we get this to work logistically?
Well, I think it nearly would be like you play a month in Australia, then you play a month in America. Would be the way that would have to work. It would be maybe you have 3 or 4 teams come over and you do round robin-y sort of setup. I'm not sure. Like, look, the logistics for a team in Australia, I'm not going to lie, it's going to be difficult. But if we're talking what fan base would eat up American football the best and what has the potential to grow the game the most, I think it's Australia.
I think that's like when it becomes an issue is if two teams that aren't the Melbourne team are playing. As Australians, we absolutely will eat that up. But if say the Rams have to play 2 or 3 games in Melbourne, then that's taken away from their home games, which their fans are going to crack the shits. But realistically, I think that's how you do it and how it will happen. But I think there's going to be a few teething issues and how they work it out. They just need to make these faster aeroplanes, mate, and it'll solve everyone's problem, I reckon.
You were not going to have an argument out of me, that's for sure. The next one is a bit of big bad injury news Jamo. So first one, top 10 pick, New Orleans Saint, Jordan Tyson, out for 2 months with a hamstring. Me and you both loved him. Sam from the draft route, big Saints man, but also loved him coming out. Said he was CD Lamb, I think, was his comparison. But his big con was he can't stay on the park, mate.
A lot of hamstring issues. He's done his knee, he's done the PCL. I don't know if he's done the ACL, but he's done a lot of knee injuries. But it's his hammy that's gone again, which is bloody concerning because he was looking good too. So, yeah, fingers crossed for Jordan and the Saints fans that he can stay on the park because I think that's probably the only thing that's going to potentially hold his career back.
Yeah, 2 months on the sidelines. That's going to be into the season. And these rookies, you just don't want them to miss too much time because you're trying to fit your niche in the offense week 4, 5. There's already moving parts. So it's not the start we wanted to see for Jordan Tyson. Next big injury news, Jamo. Now, I really wanted you to have to pronounce this guy's name because you had one of the funniest attempts at trying to do it during our off-season programming. But Tyler Badash, I've just taught Tyler Badash. Tyler Badash. That is why Tyler it's Tyler Badash. You're cutting all of that out too. Tyler Badash. He is a new center to the LA Chargers from the Washington Commanders. He's been carted off in a cart at joint practice between the 49ers and Chargers. The big news for me out of this is poor Justin Herbert. They've just gone and invested in the O-line. Last year, he did it without both starting right tackles. Now he's already lost his center before a snap's been gone. At time of recording, it's not official what he's done. Getting carted off in a cart's never good, though.
No, it's not good at all. And a lot of people have been saying, Justin Herbert might be a sneaky for MVP this year. But I think for that to happen, he needs a fully healthy O-line for the most part of the season. So that is a potentially big piece of injury news there. And yeah, I hope he never gets injured again for 2 reasons. 1, you never wish injury upon anyone. 2, I never want to have to pronounce his name ever again.
And you know what a good thing about O-lineman is? Good O-lineman you don't have to talk about. So I hope he's a good O-lineman and we never have to talk about.
My word.
A Super Bowl MVP has found a new home too, Jamo. Von Miller has signed at the Cowboys. Now, Von was a super duper star, defensive player of the year, one of, as I said, Super Bowl MVP, one of the best defensive players in football, well past his prime, but off to the Cowboys, back. He's a Texas boy, I believe, so back in Texas.
Mate, love to see it. He's 37 years old and still going at it. So, yeah, I just think prime Von Miller at the Broncos, just tearing teams apart. It's cool that he's still going around. I think a nice defensive piece for the boys, just a good man to have in the locker room, especially when you've brought in Caleb Downs. Just not that they play the same position, but just a wise voice to have there and help that defense out.
Professional pass rusher too. Like, I think he's just going to get on there and say, go get the quarterback. So, win-win.
Like it. Well, moving on to the Colts, Adam, we have a problem because I've done a box of piss bet for Alec Pierce to have more receiving yards than Zay Flowers this year. Alec Pierce isn't a guarantee to start the season, so I'm a little bit worried about this one here. I will say I think he'll be absolutely fine. He'll come out week 1 and he'll be as good as gold, but not what we want because the big problem for the Colts is depth, and it's been a very big problem for a very long time. We have one person go down with injury and we've got no one else to bring in, but we're trying to fix that this year. We've also signed Keenan Allen, the Chargers legend, which I absolutely love this. He's 34 years old. No, he's not going to have 1,000 yards this year, but definitely expect him to make a few impact plays. And it's exactly what we need for the Colts. So I'm pretty excited about that one.
just a nice safety blanket too, I think he'll be for
Mm.
the Colts, for Danny Dimes. So what's Alec Pearce done?
He had off-season surgery on his ankle, and it just hasn't quite healed as quickly as what they thought. A bit of footage going around of him hobbling around, but Colts have come out and said that's just how he usually walks anyway. So we'll roll
Walks a
with
bit
that.
like me.
Yeah, like the both of us, I reckon. Yeah, so look, I think he'll be fine for week 1. Don't want to rush him in the season, but you also do want to see him week 1. But more importantly, I want to see him when we beat the Dolphins 40 tip.
Okay, I would like to see that too because he'd put on a show. I'd like to see a bit more than zip though. Let's get a bit of free football or something.
Nah, mate, nah. When I'm there, I don't want to see the Dolphins. I want to see them finish on a donut, on a big old goose egg, and I just want to see touchdowns galore all day.
You might even see Anthony Richardson if yous are up 40-0. We might go through 3 quarterbacks.
As long as it's not due to injury, then I'm completely okay with that.
Who's giving you the odds? Your dad?
Guaranteed.
Gamble responsibly.
No, don't gamble at all. Not on that shit.
A bit of
What?
guessing for the boys.
Did I do the wrong one? Did I?
No, you didn't.
Oh, I did the
That's
right
just
one.
That's what you do every week. Yeah.
I've got a good feeling about this week. I've changed up my strategy for the 8th time. Yes, we are 150 in the red, so we're going back and back and back. But if there's anything that the listeners know about me, Adam, is we can be down 350, we can be down 400. They know I've got the ability to get them back in the green, and that's exactly what we're going to do this week. Can't really speak for Murph because he's signed an NDA to not release his numbers of how much he's lost the listeners this year. He's preferring just to put their head in the sand and not have a look. But
Just before you go, Jamo, did we get an end result on how his rugby league? Because I'm not sure he would have even known how his multi went last week.
he would have known if it got up, which he did not
didn't.
disclose. So we're just going to go ahead and say that it was definitely did not get up. But I couldn't tell you what legs and which legs. So yeah,
I don't have to buy him and Courtney a dinner.
no, you definitely don't owe anyone a dinner, mate. So yeah, I think you're pretty safe on that one. Well, we'll kick it off with Turns Multi. He's gone back to the NRL. What is going on?
Rugby league. Oh no.
Oh, I'm going to say last week, he's backed the Canberra Raiders to beat Brisbane. And from memory, he backed against the Raiders last week. But
Last week he said, "Oh, I know one thing is the Raiders are shit."
and he's gone ahead and backed them. And he's only got him at $1.30 as well. I can't imagine the Broncos are going that well if he's got the Raiders to beat them.
Oh.
But let's not pretend to know what we're talking about there. The second leg, you wouldn't believe it again, Adam. He's going NRL again.
Oh no.
He's got the Dolphins to beat Parramatta Eels. What else did he say about? What did he say about the Dolphins last week? All he knows is that
fuck it. They're in the sea. This is the bloke who on the stinger says, "Don't gamble at all," because of this. He is making a mockery of this segment.
Yeah, this is getting embarrassing. This is borderline hang up the boots sort of stuff. And then last leg, he's gone to his beloved Weegs, and he's put together for Jack Gunston to kick 5 goals on him, and for Hawthorn to win by 40 plus. So he's put all that together. What do you reckon the odds are for that, Adam? Give me the odds.
11.
$6.30.
Oh, like this is a blight against this segment. He cannot not rock up to the podcast and dish out advice like that. What are we doing?
Yeah, that is.
So he's got Gunston to kick 5 in a game. Well, it doesn't matter for you, but and for you to win by 40, and then just gone, oh, well, I might as well just pick 2 favourites in the rugby league.
That's literally what he's done. I like his theory behind the West Coast because Hawks are going to be gunning for that 3rd spot with what's happened with Sydney now, and we need a win by about 40 plus to get to overtake Brisbane on percentage. But the Gunston 5, I think
Has he kicked 5 all year?
Yeah, he has. He definitely has. But I don't know if he's going to. But yeah. If I was Turn would say something about how shit their defense is and how they're going to give up goals. But 5's a lot of goals. Like that is a gamble. That is a risk.
The dumbest thing is, I'm fine if that's the bet, but He's got that and something else. Oh, this is why you don't bet like me, gentlemen, because if you're going to dish up fucking gambling odds like this, well,
we'll rip
people
into-
deserve better.
Yeah, and do you know what? I'm going to give them better this week. So I'm kicking it off where Turn finished it and going to say Hawks minus 44.5. We are playing for finals. We are playing for that third spot. That third spot just became the most valuable thing in the AFL right now. That you'd rather finish third, I reckon, than you'd finish first. Playing that Sydney team with 5 of their best out, with 2 of their absolute best out, that is almost a home run hit straight to a prelim. So the Hawks are going to absolutely know that. They're going to know we're going to have to win by a lot. It really does depend on how much Brisbane beat Collingwood by. But if you go off last week, you'd think that Collingwood MCG will put up a decent fight against the Lions. But yeah, I've got the Hawks to win by 44.5. And if we are a serious finals threat, if we are a serious team, we do have to win by that much. Going to the Melbourne Demons versus the Dogs. Dogs looked fucking awful last week, Adam.
I've been saying it on here for weeks.
Yeah.
We actually are just shit.
Yeah. No, I wasn't trying to get a reaction out of you. I knew you agreed with me. Fucking me. Melbourne are paying $1.38, which I just thought they should have been a whole lot shorter. So I slapped that one in. Back to that Dogs Blues matchup last week. Something I really didn't like to see was how Carlton didn't play to win. And I just think that you have a few mental demons sneak in there. They're coming up against Freo this week. Yes, Freo are probably going to rest a lot. Doesn't really matter if they win or lose, but I think they still just get the job done here. $1.54 against the Blues.
Is it in Fremantle or in Melbourne?
The game's at Marvel, mate. So obviously you would like Freo over at Optus, but they're just going to be too good for the Blues.
It's a tricky one for Fremantle because you don't really want to rest players with the week off anyway. And if you make a prelim, then you have 3 weeks rest in 5 weeks or whatever it is. But yeah, Fremantle, they're not really playing for anything.
Yeah, it is a tricky one, but you don't want to go into finals with a loss as well.
Bulldogs are going to go into finals with about 5 losses. So is that how you want to go into finals?
No, it's absolutely not. My last leg has just been the gift that keeps on giving, and that's Friday night. Lions versus the Magpies. Will Ashcroft for 30 disposals to do it for his 8th week in a row, I believe. And I think I've had him for all of those 8s. Maybe not in Garts Guarantee, but he's definitely been in a few of my other little side multis that haven't really been going a whole lot better than these ones, to be honest with you. But yeah, Will Ashcroft, $1.52 for 30. Lock that win. Slap all that together. Odds guessing, Adam. What do you got?
623.
570. That makes me feel a bit better. So if we whack 50 on that, let's just do this live. That gets us 285 return, Adam, which
Back in the green.
would have us in the green.
85 in the green.
85 in the green. That's what we like to hear.
Still ain't paying for flights to America.
Oh, no, it's not paying for much.
Wouldn't even get you a night of accommodation, I don't reckon.
Yeah, I reckon it would pay for a slab of Brahini brews, though.
Yeah, that's a start. It's a start.
Well, to wrap up, we've got a bit of a prop for this one. Well, mate, Recovery Zone were nice enough to send us out SAUNA. So we thought for Tui's this or that, really put me under the pump this week, put me under pressure. I've still got my pants and hoodie on under here, and I can tell you it is about 80 degrees. There's bloody, I don't know if you can see the steam coming out. Oh, my word. So feel free to rip into this, mate, because I'm literally going to start sweating bullets anytime soon.
Oh, this is excellent. So for Tui's this or that, we've got rapid fire questions. Oh, I might just take this as long as I can. So we got rapid fire questions, and you've got to pick which player is better. We'll start off Megatron or Randy Moss.
Oh, fuck. Randy Moss for sure. Randy Moss.
Gronk or Travis Kelce.
Really don't want to upset Michaela on this one, but nah, give me Travis Kelce. I'm taking him. What a legend.
Aaron Donald or his potential new teammate, Myles Garrett?
You see his steam coming out? Holy shit, that's coming out my nose. Myles Garrett, sack record.
Ray Lewis or Luke Kuechly?
Ray Lewis played longer.
Lamar Jackson or Michael Vick?
Oh, Lamar Jackson. Easily. Lamar Jackson.
Brock Bowers or Trey McBride?
Oh, who's better?
Yep.
This is really hard to think when it's so hot in here. Brock Bowers. Shit.
Drake May or Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts.
What? That is outrageous. CD Lamb or Puka Nakua?
Can I go back on the other one? Give me CD.
Patrick Surtain or Derek Stingley Jr.?
Oh, that's a good one. I watch Derek Stingley tear the ass out of the Colts twice a year, but give me Surtain.
And last one. Last
Thank
year's
God.
MVP, Matthew Stafford or Joe Burrow?
Matthew Stafford or Joey Burr. That's not
Love
fucking
it.
cold in here, though, I'll tell you that. Jesus Christ. This is great. You could literally watch a movie while you sweat your ass out.
I think probably removing clothes would be a thing to do.
Yeah, we thought would really add to it. One, I didn't really want to show my rig to the podcast listeners because they might never tune in again because it's not something you can unsee.
We might have another Ricky Henderson moment.
Oh, camera doesn't have that good of a zoom.
Well, Jamo, let's put a wrap on it before
Yeah.
you cook. The last things to say, if you haven't got your Melbourne merch, please get on and buy it. The biggest way to support the Outback to Endzone podcast, we do all this cool shit. Support us through the merch. Get on and put your inquiries in about the trip. We want to lock that up as soon as possible. Get your tickets to Tailgate Fest and join us there. Anything else for me?
I think you've hit the nail on the head there, mate. I'm just pretty keen to see around like a wrist so I can get out of this thing.
Thank you to all the listeners. I'm going to drag this on as long as I can. Share it to a friend. Thank
Shout
you
out
very
Recovery
much.
Zone. Thanks for the saunas. This thing is
And-
actually good. I'll give them the flowers. This thing, like, if you like a sauna, get yourself one of these because I've literally got it set up in my room. No dramas whatsoever. How good's that? You spend $50 a week going to a sauna company and like one of those labs recovery places and paying all that money. Why not just get one in your own home? One-time fee, easy setup. If I can set it up, anyone can. Are
He's
you
not
ready to see
wrong
the
on
different colour of this? I feel like I'm going to be a different shade of blue. Not too bad. Rightio.
that. See
you
you
around with the
later,
results.
Grissom.